Welcome to Homework Lib.
All right, in your question, you are given a graph and you're supposed to give the possible degree values of this function and then give a sign for x to the n, this being the degree term of your polynomial. All right, so what we want to do from our graph is we want to observe a few things. First off, to figure out the degree, we want to observe the number of turning points. So I see one turning point there, one turning point there, one turning point there. So I have 1, 2, 3 turning points. And the way turning points work is the number of turning points we have is always one less than the degree of the polynomial. So I could say n minus 1 would stand for the number of turning points. And I shouldn't say number exactly. It's actually the number of possible turning points. So for us, you have 3. So that means n could have been 4 because 4 minus 1 equals 3. Now, this follow-up to this rule is that if I have a 4th degree polynomial, it can have 3 turning points or less than that number by an even amount. So that means it could go to 1, and that would be fine. So a 4th degree polynomial could have 1 turning point, or it could have 3. It can't have any other combination there. But for our case, I'm going to say we see 3 turning points. That means we're looking at a possible 4th degree. It is not a 5th degree because a 5th degree would have to have 4 or 2 turning points or none. A 3rd degree would have to have 2 or 0. Okay, so we have 3. It's definitely not one of those other choices. So we're going to say 4th degree, which for you I believe was answer B. And now let's move on to what the sign is on that leading term. And I gave you a table here to help understand it. The sign on the leading coefficient, if it's positive, we see what is called a certain end behavior. If we have a positive front term, it's up and up end behavior when your n is even. Our n is even. It's a 4. So I know I'm dealing in this column. N is even. And I can look at my graph. This is a graph that has end behavior of up and up. So I know that my front term was positive. So this, for the second part of your question, it would be plus. If it would have been negative, then I would have saw a graph that does down and down, okay, with my even power. If it's odd, then it goes down to up. So an example of that is a graph like this. An example of up down is this. But yours was up and up with an even degree, so you are positive front sign.